Hey folks, Flo here with Scaling Up 2023. I'm here with Michael Deprez of Walker Environmental. Michael, what brings you to Scaling Up?
We've been part of Scaling Up since the start. We've known Jeff for a long time. And this year, as always, we're making it carbon neutral as one of the main sponsors.
Okay, well, how do you do that?
We use landfill gas offsets.
Could you expand it a little bit? How does that exactly work for those who have no idea about?
Sure. We created offsets in the past where we invested in landfill gas collection before it was regulated. And so that created offsets that we then sell to the market. We use them here. So we put them in inventory and we assess, how people got to the conference, fuel, flights, distance, and then we retire them from our inventory on behalf of Jeff in the conference.
That's fantastic. And of course, very well aligned with the mission of this conference.
100%.
Can you give us a sense of your world at Walker? What do you do exactly?
Sure.
What kind of activities and
Myself,
projects?
Personally or the company?
As
Both.
you like.
So myself, I've been with Walker for 22 years. I'm VP of Business Development and Waste Disposal. Along the way, we've done a lot of great work in the circular economy, starting with composting food waste and leaf and yard. Going into forest residuals with an acquisition of Growbark. We do grease trap collection, so fats, oils, and greases, where we take grease trap waste, we decant it, and then we bring it back to on-farm ADs. A great example of the circular economy there is actually taking food waste from grocery, taking it to our compost sites, composting it into soils, putting it into bags, and then selling it back to grocery.
Okay.
And they love that story. It's a great one.
Yeah, you mentioned the circular economy, and I checked out your website and I saw that you produce materials, but you also have an environmental focus around the circular economy. It's in your name as well, of course. How important is the circular economy as part of your business, but also as a sort of potential for industry?
I think it's the most important in terms of it's the way to go, right? In terms of making and disposing versus designing for the environment and reuse. And that's where we're playing these days. So again, I gave you the grocery example. I think, what we're doing at our landfill, for example, we're just in the commissioning phase of Ontario's largest renewable natural gas plant. So we'll be creating 900,000 gigajoules a year of renewable natural gas from decomposing waste, of course.
That sounds massive. I can't really gauge it, but certainly big. So you said you've been coming to Scaling Up from the very beginning, so 8 years. Yeah. Is there a specific theme that stands out this year?
Yeah, I would say so. I think yesterday it hit me. I think the getting to carbon zero is not possible without the bioeconomy industry participating and getting done what they need to get done. And so if you think about it, the bioeconomy industry is really in the emissions reduction business. And that's what stood out to me yesterday.
Okay, very clear. I'm going to put you on the spot because you seem to be an expert and you've been at this conference for many years. Yeah. What's your definition of the bioeconomy? It seems like it kind of depends, and it also seems like it's very diversified. So how would you sum it up?
I would agree. How would I sum it up? It's broad. There's a lot of participants. I would say, to sum it up, it's a collaboration between government, industry, and academia, all coming together to make technology for emission reductions in the country. And so it happens in various ways. And from a Walker perspective, we're here mainly because of forest residuals and what we do on the Growbark side, taking forest residuals and turning it into horticultural products. But that's today, and I think what we're seeing is for tomorrow, where are the residuals going to make the most sense in terms of participation and what they end up becoming. And so, I think it is a story about today and tomorrow.
Sounds great. Speaking of tomorrow, any message to any stakeholder, whether government or industry, about the future of the bioeconomy and your hopes for it?
Yeah, I'll speak from our perspective. I think it's really getting pre-treatment right. So our MO has always been feedstock composition, technology, make a product in a market where someone wants to buy it. So check all those 3 boxes, right? If you miss in terms of, say, your feedstock preparation doesn't match your technology, you will have a failed project. And we see lots of failures out there. So if there's some sort of advice I could give is invest in pre-treatment, make sure you know what your specifications are, and work with the feedstock provider to accomplish that goal.
And that message is for?
That message is for mainly the technology vendors, right?
Great. Thank you very much, Michael.
Okay.
Pleasure to speak with you.